Hi guys, this is Omer from MMOHut.com. I'm the first impression gameplay video from Mytheon, a free-to-play 3D fantasy action MMORPG published by True Games. Now I'll spend about 5-10 minutes running around checking the game out and make some quick comments. If you guys want to play Mytheon or just learn more about it, check it out full review on the link below. So let's go ahead and log in. Now I'm doing this video a few days after the game went to open beta. We can see the player base is pretty high, but that could be because the game just came out. But let's go ahead and log in. But from what I've seen online so far, the game is very well. It's doing really well actually. The players really like it. The community really likes it. So let's go ahead and create our character and see what the game has to offer. Now I've actually been following this game throughout its closed beta, and from what I've experienced though, the developers have been really on the ball with it. They've been really just taking the feedback from the community and really applying it to the game and fixing things left and right. So here we go. We have Elementalist, Warcaster, and Eidolon. So these are the three playable classes in the game. Eidolons are the healers in the support class. They're sort of hybrid between the other two classes. Elementalists are the more generic offensive spellcasting class in the game, while Warcasters are kind of our tank/warrior class. This time around, I am going to try Elementalist because they look kind of cool. And the game is supposed to be a little bit like Diablo 2 in the action RPG style, so in those kind of games, I prefer playing a mage. Let's go ahead and try my Elementalist. Now we can randomize our character if we want, or just dig through the options. To save time, I'm going to randomize a few times and just go with it. We're going with the guy with the red beard. Seems pretty badass. Let's go ahead and go into our dude. We can even change our portrait if we want, although it has no impact on the game, so it doesn't really matter. Now, character creation isn't that in-depth, but it's not a big deal. The game really shines in its actual gameplay, which we'll see in a minute. Let's go ahead and click play. Alright, here we are. We are in the town. We don't know what town we're in. It doesn't tell us. I don't know where we are. Stupid map doesn't. Do we have a map? Yeah, we are. We are in the ruins of Arima, the tutorial hub of the game. And we can see other players over here as they create their characters and log in, so it is really popular with seeing people left and right in the game. Now, we do move with the mouse, although WSAD controls may eventually be added. They are not in the game right now. WSAD can be used to sort of pan the camera around as you want. We can zoom into ourselves if we want. We can see our character details, but I prefer to play it as zoomed out as possible, because it kind of lets you move around and see what's going on much easier. So let's talk to Clotho the Maiden. And the game is inspired by Greek mythology. And wow, that is one huge chick. Can I see? Nope. I can't kind of play with the camera the way I want to be able to bend the camera, but oh well. Yeah, she's really big. I don't know why. Let's talk to Clotho here. There you are. I've been waiting for you in this horrid swamp for what seems an eternity. Look at me. Well, you are pretty huge. Anyway, let's go accept these quests. And we got one quest from her, and we'll find our way outside of town to complete it. Now, one thing worth mentioning is that the game's quest descriptions and dialogue is actually really good. I mean, the game was developed by a Western studio, so you can expect really good English dialogue in the game. No English, as many of you are used to after playing all these Chinese and Korean MMORPGs. Talk to Gatekeeper Telemon and go outside town. And I think the game's actual combat system and game mechanics outside of town are instanced. Kind of like Guild Wars. When you leave town without a party, you're the only one outside town. You can't see other players. And yeah, that's definitely true because I just saw somebody else leave town, but I can't see them over here. So here I am in Ishinda Swamp all by myself in the instance game. If I had a party though, like I said, I would actually have other players with me. Now where this game really shines is its really innovative combat and gameplay. Movement though is pretty much like Diablo 2 with just clicking. Movement feels a little bit buggy and definitely takes a little bit of time to get used to, but it's not too bad when you get used to it. So there's an enemy over there, a swamp elemental. And the way the combat works in this game is you don't just have a preset amount of skills like 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And instead the game kind of uses its own innovative stone collection system. Basically stones are your spells and it's kind of like a deck of cards. Now you're decking up to 40 cards over here. I only have 15 right now that I start with. The game has over 180 of them you can find and craft and add to your deck. And you can kind of set up exactly how you like, mix and match stuff. And you kind of draw 5 at a time randomly. So I got this guy over here I'm going to summon. He's going to fight for me. Now, that card, I'll get a new card over there, a random card based on my deck, in a few seconds. But I can also use other spells as well. Now I summon this dude as well. There's numerous different kinds of spells, direct damage, area effect, buff, debuff. And one of the coolest ones I like are these dudes you can summon. They're kind of your companion one. You can move them separately if you want, so you get the whole RTS kind of feel to it. Though they kind of, it's best to leave them alone. They do a really good job playing themselves, and they're helpful anyway. So let's keep exploring over here, and I'll show you more skills in a minute. We can zoom in and out, which is nice. And the game actually lets you zoom out very far, which is really good for games like this, because you can see everything that's going on. I mean, that's usually a complaint for me in a lot of games with this camera angle. It never lets you zoom out far enough. Alright, there's a little tutorial over there. We don't need it. And let's see what else we got over here. I'm going to summon this dude again. Now, these guys don't last forever. You can see the health bars in their timer over here. But it's okay, because when they go away, you can probably summon another one if you get the right cards. Let's do this spell. Summon another guy over here, too. I mean, you can really set up your deck so you get a whole army of dudes, which is another way to play the game. And I'm getting a lot of these summon guys for a change. Here's a cool one, too. It's an ice tower. I placed it over here. It's a static defense, basically. It'll shoot it's lightning rod, not ice, my bad. It'll shoot lightning at various enemies nearby. It can't move, so it's good to summon those near big globs of enemies at once. I mean, there's a lot of interesting gameplay mechanics, very subtle things that really play impact on the game. Over here, you can see my defense. Based on what summon dudes I have out, it actually increased my defense. I have like 7 of these little bars up, 3, 4, 6 of them. That means I'll take 60% reduced damage because I have all these dudes up. And again, each spell, each summon dude has its different impact on that. I'm sure this Stone Shield Golem increases my defense quite a bit, but when he goes away, that'll also go away. Now, in order to use the spells, I have mana. Luckily, that regens really, really fast, though. Well, not really, really fast. Let's pull up my inventory, and we can see it kind of looks like Diablo 2, which is never a bad thing. And I know I compare a lot of these games to Diablo 2, but seeing these item boxes in the inventory always reminds me of Diablo 2. I don't know why, but then again, almost every MMORPG does that nowadays. So we got potions as well we can keep out. See, I'm all the way back to 1 shield over here because I lost all my summons except for 1. So let's go and keep exploring. And this is actually a really big area over here, this one tutorial zone. The game world is moderately sized right now as well. And there's a lot more you can see other than this just one zone. There's a dude over there. I'm going to go ahead and do Meteor Swarm. And it takes a little while for me to learn all my spells. But once you learn everything, the game moves a lot faster. I mean, I'm taking it slow right now because I kind of want to read what all my spells do. So, again, just the spell animations are really awesome too. And the fact that the game has like over 180 of these different cards and many more on the way, it's just so much variety in the game. I mean, the fact that there's only 3 classes kind of sucks. But then again, the fact that you can really customize your character and build your deck any way you like is really awesome. And you can get all the cards in the game and always change your deck around, so you can always experiment with different things. You're not kind of locked into one thing, like a lot of games. In a lot of games, you build your character one way. It's like no way to change it. You gotta make a new character if you want to try out other builds. Here, it lets you kind of do things your way, change it around as you like, because you can always change your deck around. Here we got debuff over here, I think. Waters of Lethe. Again, what's really nice, and I'm starting to appreciate this a lot more, is all the quest descriptions, all the item descriptions are very coherent English. No more English in this game. It's a Western developed game, which is awesome. Let's keep bashing on this Archer Lamprey over there. A little bit tough over there. I'm going to summon more dudes. Right off the bat, though, the game is a little bit easy at the beginning, though it does get much more challenging later on. I mean, this part isn't meant to be difficult. And the game does require a certain degree of strategy, because if you just run in there gung-ho without summoning your dudes and not paying attention, you're going to die. Especially if you fight the bosses in the game as well. There's some really cool looking bosses in the game. A lot of mythological creatures as well. So if you're big into mythology, I'm sure you'll like the visuals of this game. I mean, right off the bat though, I am really impressed with the game. It's still an open beta as I do this. This guy looks pretty cool, look at him. But the visuals are great, the game supports full 1080p resolution. It was 1920 by 1080, and I mean, it's just a lot to do. I like the graphics too. They're not too demanding on the PC, but they still look really nice. Summon some more dudes. Summon some more spells. And each spell has its various bonuses too. This is more damage to flying creatures, but I'm just going to use it right now because it doesn't really matter. You get your spells back really fast. And as you pick up new stones, as the game likes to call them, like your spells in the game, they're like the cards that you use. You can add them back to your deck later on when you're in town. What they call it, yeah. Power Stone editing. And the game has a nice little health feature too. Can I bring that up again? I kind of X'd it out. If you click Temp Fate over here, you kind of rearrange your deck randomly, which is it's fun to do every once in a while if you want to mix things around. And it's not like some spells just totally gimp. Most of the spells are pretty useful, but you got to use them in different ways because some spells work well when you use them on top of other spells. And I'll show you that in a little bit. So let's summon another dude over here. I'm gonna do another tower, make another guy. Well, it's not working real quick. I don't know why. Let's summon a tower right there. Why isn't it working? You guys lagging out over there, bugging out. And that's why the game is open beta, guys. So yeah, my dude is not casting. And I'm not the only one reporting bugs. I mean, the game isn't perfect yet. It's still an open beta. But from what I've experienced already, I really like it. I really like the game's innovations. And scattered across all the missions in the game are these NPCs where you can buy and sell potions from, and various items. And it makes kind of just the whole downtime a lot less and just exploring the game a lot easier. Let's bring up our journal over here. We can see a lot of the basic controls of the game. You have guild systems, you have PvP as well. PvP is especially fun in this game because it really comes down to how you play your character, how you organize your spells. But of course, there's a little bit of luck involved as well. If you don't get the right cards and the other guy gets the perfect cards, you're kind of screwed. I'm not usually big into card games. I've said this before, but I think this game does it really well. It almost feels like Battleforge how well it does it. It's just very fluid. There's a guild system and an auction house as well. It makes commerce really easy. And guys, I am running out of time. If you guys do want to play Mytheon or just learn more about it, check out our full review on the link below. Later, guys.